Welcome to Integrity Icon Philly, a citywide campaign launched by Accountability Lab in partnership with the Philadelphia Citizen to name and fame honest civil servants who model and work with integrity within the public service. We're now pleased to introduce you to your 2020 Philadelphia Integrity Icons: Dr. Ruth Abaya, Shaquita Smith, Carlos Aponte, Richard Gordon, and Tom Quinn. To vote for your favorite, please visit integrityicon.org/vote. Dr. Ruth Abaya serves Philly as a pediatric physician at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and is the Injury Prevention Program Manager for the Department of Public Health.
Integrity is, I think, being the same person all the time. So I think that's the first part. And then I think the second part is having that person be someone that you can always be proud of. When it comes to violence prevention, we will always know less than we could if we don't build trust within the community. And what we know and how quickly we can move to address the fundamental kind of driving problems on the ground will be, multiplied if people trust us.
Ruth was nominated by a colleague because she took on the task of reinstating the firearm homicide and non-fatal injury review team, the purpose of which is to procure and share data between hospitals, law enforcement, and public service agencies.
The dream Philadelphia in 10 years is a place where the amount of just trauma inflicted on a community by a single act of gun violence, I would love to see that eliminated. It's a place where every resident is able to live to their fullest potential. It's a place where neighbors foster true thriving amongst each other. And it's a place where there's no violence.
For your consideration as one of your next Integrity Icons for Philly, Ruth Abaya. Shaquita Smith serves Philly as the Social Studies Curriculum Coordinator for the School District of Philadelphia.
For me, I'm an educator. That's my purpose. I just feel like it is, and I make sure that I'm always honoring that. Integrity is just really just being who you are, being true to everyone around you and in your environment, and making sure that everyone is supported and cared for.
Chiquita was nominated by Lauren Christella because Chiquita has made it her top priority to make sure that her students have school counseling and the greatest number of opportunities available to them.
In 10 years, I think we are graduating close to 100% of our class. You're never going to reach 100%, but you will definitely get close to it, right? And I would also see poverty level in Philadelphia actually decrease, right? So if I could wave a magic wand, every classroom would be an anti-racist classroom. That would be my goal. Every classroom.
For your consideration as one of your next Integrity Icons for Philly, Shaquita Smith. Carlos Aponte serves Philly as a history teacher at One Bright Ray Community High School and is the founder-president of We Love Philly.
Teaching teenagers, the one thing that they can sense and they can see is fake, right? They're so used to people lying to them. They're so used to people giving them empty promises. So I literally have to deliver on everything I'm going to say I'm going to do. And that integrity, that's everything, right? That's the number one thing that's in control for you as a human being, is to match your actions with your words.
Carlos's reference, Lauren Kobilars, said Carlos is one of the most powerful educators I have ever seen. The way that he is able to connect with students and then use that connection to empower them to push themselves and work through emotional traumas is very inspirational to watch.
It goes back to something a mentor taught me, right? The first thing that you can do is that you can change yourself. And once you change yourself, and you do it for a long enough period of time, then your family's gonna start to notice your changes. And then they're gonna start asking questions. And once they start asking questions, now they're ready to change. And now your integrity has passed on to your family. And then once you see that you've made impacts on your family, then you can start to move to your entire community or your entire city. And you can pass that integrity, that inspiration. But it has to, in my opinion, start with yourself.
For your consideration as one of your next Integrity Icons for Philly, Carlos Aponte. Richard Gordon serves Philly as the principal of Paul Robeson High School for Human Services.
There are dollars attached to every time a kid walks in your door. So the question is, are we going to waste, the public's funds by not making sure that we're giving our students the very best we can possibly give them? No, we can't afford to do that. Because again, at the end of the day, we know we have to answer to the community, we have to answer to our families who are all contributing to this pot, and they're expecting results. I mean, integrity means a lot of things, but that's the central thing that really means to me, that just being, the steward of the public trust.
As a community partner and Robeson parent, Samira Weaver has seen Richard build and sustain strong relationships with students, staff, families, and community leaders. She said he substantiates the relationship between school and community among a population that often struggles to feel validated by the educational system.
If we're talking about poverty, we're talking about racial equity also in this country, and in particular in this city. Don't we want to have a citizenship that also makes sure that racial equity is happening in a way where those underrepresented, ethnicities have a say on the future direction of this city, and it's not based on the top tier, the top 20% of the populace that's educated, that's fortunate, that's privileged.
For your consideration as one of your next integrity icons for Philly, Richard Gordon. Tom Quinn serves Philly as a social studies teacher and is the organizer of Philly Youth Vote.
I think integrity is a nonpartisan activity, right? And so a lot of the work I do is nonpartisan, but it's not non-political. When I'm talking to students who I want to learn about policy and political positions and what the candidates are saying, it's nonpartisan, but I hope that both parties are paying attention to what these students are asking them and are saying about their schools. And their communities and everything else that they are experiencing as young people.
Tom was nominated because he's trained over 100 social studies teachers on how to lead groups of students to form voter registration clubs in their schools.
Yeah, I'd love to see youth really step up into positions of power. I hope that there's a bunch of late 20-year-old people in office and early 30s and who are in city council and in state government and beyond.
For your consideration as one of your next integrity icons for Philly, Tom Quinn. To vote for your favorite, please visit integrityicon.org/vote.